Good evening from Primetime News Studios. I'm Joy Gosses. Leading the bulletin tonight, Secretary General of the Namibia Public Workers Union, Peter Nevonga, has commended President Dr. Hage Geingob for his decision to cancel trips to Jamaica and Cuba to attend to the looming strike by civil servants. Maggie Thomas filed our lead story.
Our conclusion, he has taken that leadership decision, and we see how he cares. And that he also says, apart from that one, when he said he cancelled, he said because he wants to attend to the striking situation. That's one part in his statement. So, to attend, we interpret it as to, with his involvement as the head of state, to try sort of an effort, possibly, that can help the party to find a solution to the dispute. His presence is also help, for example, in a consultation process. And therefore, we describe his decision to cancel as a leadership decision. He has provided leadership, and we commend him for that.
On to the National Education Conference currently underway in the capital. Director of Education for the Oshana region, Hileni Amukana, has revealed that the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture is unable to implement the new curriculum that came into effect in 2015 due to budgetary constraints. Lenia Tishana is tracking the conference for us and filed this report.
We receive negative publicity on education. And I'm not protecting it. I just want to give a message to say, if I have to implement the curriculum, it must be aligned to a budget. If you say you want vocational education, and we are going to make recommendations, the recommendations of today, if they are not going to be aligned to a budget, I will not be able to implement technology in the schools. I will not be able to implement technology in the school. Technological field of study, we have 24 technologies, whereby a child should do agriculture and computer science. There is no computer science in the school. There are no computers in the schools. We are struggling with computer laboratories. Persisting issues, don't go away there. Constructions of classrooms. This year, I nearly got a heart attack because I could not take in 200 learners in pre-primary. Those whom I took in, I made overcrowding. The budget should be there with a reformed curriculum. Hostel, teachers' houses, renovation and maintenance. I was reading and somebody say, it seems as if they go drunk to the office. We are sober always when we go to the office, but we don't have an appropriate budget. This is the difference.
On to news from the Kavango West region. Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kale Schladwin, earlier today raised concerns about illegal fencing at Farm Bravo. The farm was handed over to the Ministry of Gender Equality and Child Welfare to resettle San communities. Here is a listen to what the minister said.
It is a very serious matter, but as I said, the whole issue of illegal fencing and displacing people from either the commonage or a resettlement farm that was given to them is a serious illegal activity that needs to be addressed with all seriousness, and we are determined to do that now. We have the legal tools to remove these fences and even charge these people that illegally erect them and make sure that the policies of government that are aimed at assisting those that are vulnerable are taking effect and reach the necessary target group. It's a problem not only in the two Kavango regions, it's a problem we face in many regions where people move in and through illegitimate ways get access to the land without proper leaseholds agreements, without the authority of the traditional authorities, without the involvement of the land boards. And it's the whole series of events that need to be cleaned up and we've looked at so that our resettlement programs go back to what they were supposed to do, resettle people that have no means to make a living and give them that means to make a living.
On to China-US tension. China insisted earlier today that its military exercises around the Taiwan Strait were necessary and just in the wake of US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the self-ruled island. Michael Matimba reports on this developing story.
Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying told a regular briefing that Chinese military is conducting of military exercises in the sea near China's Taiwan are necessary and just a measure to steadfastly protect national sovereignty. She added, in the current struggle surrounding Pelosi's Taiwan visit, the United States are the provocators. China is the victim. Noting the joint provocation by the US and Taiwan came first, China's just defense came after. China's leaders have expressed fury at Pelosi's Taiwan visit, painting it as threatening the fragile cross-strait status quo. In response, China has announced a series of live-fire military exercises around Taiwan, with the Eastern Theater Command saying that joint naval and air exercises will be conducted in the northern, southwestern, and southeastern sea and air spaces of the island. It is also set Thursday to begin further live-fire military drills in zones encircling Taiwan at some points within just 20 kilometers off the island's shore. The drills will include long-range live ammunition shooting in the Taiwan Strait, which separates the island from mainland China and straddles vital shipping lanes. Taipei's defense ministry has warned the plans threaten key ports and urban areas.
When we return, Transnamib says proposed strike will be detrimental. In our Prime Time Bus segment tonight, Transnamib Holdings Limited Chief Executive Officer Johnny Smith says the proposed strike by employees of the National Railway Service operator will be detrimental to the company's upward trajectory focus. Marco Nglovo filed this report.
We therefore remain hopeful and appeal to all Transnamib employees to evaluate and to understand the dire consequences of any industrial action for this challenging entity, Transnamib. Any strike action will always be futile because it will not change the fact that Transnamib does not have the funding for salary increments at the moment. Should employees, however, choose to proceed with industrial action, the company will apply the no work, no pay principle during the strike period. We implore our employees to remember that after much grappling, we have finally managed to secure much needed funding to improve our capacity for our rolling stock in medium to long term, as also referred to by the chairperson in terms of the potential funding with DBSA and DBN.
Staying with the National Railway Operator, Transnamic Board Chairman Lionel Matthews has denied having any knowledge of a report produced by auditing firm Ernst & Young, which recommended disciplinary action against non-performing workers. Again, Marco Nglovo filed this report.
My comment around what you call an open secret, I guess with respect, the reason why it's an open secret because you reported on it. Somebody gave you something out of this report and we still don't know who, and you reported on it, and that put it in the public domain. That doesn't give me and the board or the Ministry of Public Enterprises the right to say, okay, now that it's in the public domain, let's deal with the issues of the report. I'm still waiting for a final report. And, like I said to the union, is that once the report is finalized and the findings have been sorted, and there's any inappropriateness or alleged inappropriateness, we will deal with it.
Kindly stay tuned for Sport Planet, but first the economics roundup and the weather forecast.
A very good evening to you and welcome to Sport Planet. I'm Michael Madimba. We commence with basketball news. The coach of the senior national men and women's basketball teams, Manuel Lito Carvalho, has been named as head coach of the Scottish First Division basketball team, North Lanarkshire Titans. In a Facebook announcement on Tuesday, the club said Carvalho will be the new head of basketball development and head coach of the senior men's division first team. Speaking to Nampa from Scotland, Carvalho confirmed the appointment and revealed he had accepted a 2-year contract with an option to extend. Rocking our way into some rugby. The All Blacks will be desperate to bounce back and prove their critics wrong when they go behind enemy lines to face world champions South Africa on Saturday. New Zealand clashed with the Springboks in Bombela, then at Johannesburg 7 days later, in the opening rounds of the Rugby Championship. The All Blacks have faced a barrage of criticism from pundits and fans in New Zealand since the humbling 2-1 home series defeat to Ireland. They've now lost 4 of their last 5 games. Stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we've come to the end of the midweek edition of Primetime News. Many thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, do subscribe, like, share and press the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Another Primetime edition beckons tomorrow. Do make sure to catch us again. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire cast and crew, it's good night.